Congressman Jody Arrington getting some heat today for voting no on a bill that would have extended funding for 9/11 victims and first responders injured in the attacks.
Arrington, one of only 12 congressmen to vote against that bill, and some local firefighters now shaking their heads. KTX's reporter John Rapolo live in our studio with more tonight. John?
Yeah, good evening. You know, Congressman Arrington says despite his no vote, he's for further funding to help 911 first responders, but wants to make changes before the Senate votes on it and then, of course, eventually gets to the president's desk. The vote in Congress overwhelmingly passed 402 to 12 last Friday. Congressman Arrington was one of those 12 who voted against the bill that would seek to approve funding for those 9/11 first responders now suffering from respiratory ailments and other illnesses as a result of their recovery work at the former World Trade Center in New York. The Abilene Professional Firefighters Association Political Action Committee is speaking out about the congressman's vote, posting the results on its Facebook page.
So to see him vote no was puzzling. He said he supports it. He just wasn't happy with the way it was set up.
The fund was created in 2001. This bill would allow funding for the next 70 years to victims and first responders. Arrington told us by Skype that's the problem he's having with the bill.
Past several years, we have had oversight every 5 years over the program.
Arrington points out there have been millions of dollars paid out with the fund that have been questionable. He says he's working with senators to make changes to the bill to reauthorize the program every 5 to 10 years to prevent fraud and abuse and mismanagement of the fund.
That the monies go where they were intended and that we mitigate against waste, fraud, and abuse.
All right, where does it go from here? Well, supporters of the bill are urging Senate leaders to bring it up for a vote and pass it before the August recess. We're live in the studio. John Rapolo, KTXS News.
John, thank you. Taylor County commissioners in budget negotiations this week.
That's right. Today, A.J. Gersh went to the Taylor County Courthouse where the sheriff made his pitch for some more funding.
That's right, guys. Well, county budget hearings have been going on all week down at the Taylor County Courthouse. And on today's agenda, the sheriff's office and the jail. Sheriff Ricky Bishop sat in front of Taylor County Judge Downing Bowles and county commissioners, pitching potential increases in the budget for his department. Bishop asked for over $700,000 to digitalize cars, allowing deputies to ditch paper for computers. As for the county jail, the sheriff says most of the budget issues lie in its overcrowding, as just last week he said they had 813 inmates, just 13 shy of the jail's capacity. However, Bishop says the most important budget request is a significant increase in salary for both corrections and patrol officers.
We've got people that are still leaving to go elsewhere for higher paying jobs once we train them, and we're just trying to get those salaries up there to be more competitive with agencies around us.
And tomorrow they'll discuss the budget for rural fire departments. Live in the newsroom, I'm A.J. Gersh.
AJ, thank you. Today is Tuesday, and here at KTXS, that means it's Tail Wagging Tuesday. We would like to see the pictures and videos of your dogs. Look at this guy. Look at those eyes. This picture submitted to us from Gary Broyles. This is Minnie Moo, dirty from getting into the mud under a trampoline. And if you would like to send your submissions, we would love to have them. And you could do so by going to ktxs.com/chime in. And then while you're there, check out other photos and videos to brighten your day, like this little girl here.
Minnie Moo having some fun in the mud there.
Beautiful green eyes.
Digging around.
All right, we'll still ahead. A teen's joyride goes terribly wrong. The fiery crash captured on video. We'll tell you how it all ends for the 16-year-old.
You know, it wasn't long ago that when we looked at the tower cam, everything was nice and green. Now it's getting brown and tan, and we need some rainfall. We do have some chances in our 7-day forecast. That's coming up next.
Getting the facts right and alerting you to weather danger. You're watching KTXS News at 6 with Veronica Soto, Will Jensen, Mark Rowlett, and Evan Nemick.
Get on the road. This summer, DK and Alon want to give you a
Good Roofer, your storm alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mark Rowlett.
Good evening again, everyone. Nothing to track on our radar adjacent radars. Well, we have to go way up to east of Amarillo to find a pretty good concentration of thunder showers up there, also up in Oklahoma. But that's about the closest we find to our area, and these are forecast to weaken before they can help us out. So more dry weather ahead for us. Still tracking the remains of Barry, just nice big area of rain, bringing some relief from the heat. Up here in the Ohio Valley, he's drifting off to the northeast, and pretty good dose of showers and thunder showers, kind of monsoonal moisture coming up out of the Pacific, bringing normally dry western New Mexico and up into south central, Colorado. Some pretty good showers this afternoon, but all that's going to stay out to the west. We're left with mostly fair skies, a dry night, warm conditions again, with lows down to 76 to start your Wednesday morning. Here's our weather forecast model, and looking pretty quiet around here. Fair skies tomorrow morning. We've got an area of high pressure just kind of parked over us, steering systems around us, and it's just allowing us to have full sunshine days and really warm us up. That's going to be the case again for Wednesday afternoon with temperatures back up near 100. We see a better push of thunder showers trying to come our way tomorrow night. They don't make it. Here we are Thursday morning with fair skies and another very warm afternoon for Thursday afternoon. Friday, pretty much the same story. We start seeing some cloudiness trying to come up from the Gulf of Mexico, but it's still another sunny day for Friday, and temperatures at least in the upper 90s. I don't think we see a big change coming our way until late Sunday, when many of our weather forecast models are suggesting a weak cold front that could bring back some needed rain chances for Monday. Temperatures, yeah, it's July. Temperatures in the upper 90s, low 100s still in Knox City and in Sterling City. It's 98 in San Angelo, 97 in Sweetwater and Snyder. 98 still in Abilene. The heat index, though, is at 102 with that relative humidity at 35%. A bit of a breeze to help you. South-southeast winds at 13 miles per hour. So fair skies tonight. Good night to enjoy the full moon with lows down to 76. And for tomorrow, much like today, we're going to say 99. We're thinking optimistic, but don't be surprised if it's 100 again tomorrow. South winds at 15 to 20 tomorrow afternoon. No big changes in Brownwood, upper 90s with lows in the mid-70s, and Sweetwater, Snyder. Unfortunately, the same story for you right on through Friday. Weekend is going to be very warm, so continue to take your precautions. Drink plenty of water. Do that heavy work in the morning if possible. We do bring in some rain chances, though, for Monday and Tuesday and lower those high temperatures.
Summer is here. We're in the middle of summer.
It is.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Up next, scary moments for a mom and her 3 children after their SUV flips, trapping them inside, and it was all caught on camera.
Shatter the silence at the second annual Emerald of the Sea Conference, August 17th.
K-Texas, please email us at news@ktxs.com. K-Texas, getting the facts right.
Across Texas, this fiery scene after an SUV hit a gas line and then burst into flames Monday. Houston police say a 16-year-old boy took his mom's vehicle for a joyride and sped away when cops tried to pull him over. Officers say he was driving fast when he lost control, hit a tree, and ended up in a backyard near a pool. The teen was taken to the hospital, not seriously hurt though. Police say he's going to be charged with evading.
And a terrifying night for a woman and her 3 small children in Irving when their SUV flips over, trapping them inside. But police came to their rescue, and as GD Miles reports, it was all caught on camera.
Even before Irving police officer Logan Jandrew got to this accident scene on Beltline Road, he knew it was serious.
You keep getting updates. Cars flipped. There's people still inside. So at this point, I need to get there now.
The officer soon found himself face to face with a toddler who was trapped along with another toddler, a 6-year-old girl, and their mother inside an overturned SUV.
Your next step is, what do I do next?
Witnesses and onlookers wanted to flip the vehicle over, but the officers felt that was too dangerous.
Cover your eyes.
And decided to break the back window with a baton. all the while managing to keep the kids calm with soothing messages of comfort.
Hey, you're okay. You okay?
At this point, you're trying to calm them down too. You don't want them worked up. You want them just as relaxed as you are. You're trying to give them instructions because you know if I hit this glass and it shatters down, you want them to just be relaxed.
Eventually, all 3 children emerged unscathed, as well as their mother, who was able to remove them from their car seats immediately after the accident. One of the toddlers got a much-needed hug from the officers. Irving's police chief credits his men for their decisions that got the kids out, with only a few frightened tears shed among them.
The compassion that you see that they use, the concern in their voice, the way that they're communicating not with just the kids but with the mom, reassuring everyone that it's going to be okay. You know, it makes you very proud.
Sweet to see they were comforting them, and police say there was no way to get out through that door, especially not everyone, including those children, not to mention that the SUV was unsteady and they were worried it could roll over again.
Glad they made it out safely there. All right, Evan joins us now with sports.
We have 2 former Brownwood Lions back this week hosting a football camp for youth players. Coming up, we talk with pro football players Jackson Shipley and Matt McCrane and show you who's getting helped out by the camp next.
Is Sports Director Evan Nimick.
Good evening, Big Country. This morning, campers in Brownwood learned the finer points of kicking. And at the same time, we're helping raise money for a new playground for children with special needs. Here's Nick Mantis.
2 former Brownwood Lions who played in the NFL came back to Brownwood, teaming up to coach a camp and raise money for their community.
So last year we had about 35 kids. This year we plan on 60 or more based on sign-ups. So to double it, obviously joining with Jackson helped out. 100% of the proceeds go straight to the charity each year. This year happens to be the Arc of Brown County. They're looking to build a playground, all-inclusive playground at Alcorn Park here in Brownwood. And so they needed help with that, and we decided to do the best we could and help out.
For us, it was just trying to find something in the area that we felt like would be a good cause. Matt had been, talking with different people around town and stuff, and he decided that would probably be the best route to take. And for me, as long as it's something that is for the good of the town, it's been a really neat deal to give back to this community.
For those in attendance, the finer points of kicking were being passed down.
I was getting some tips with Matt here earlier about just the placement of where you're trying to kick, where you're swinging through your swing path, and the placement on your foot, the location on your foot of where you're getting it. So to see someone explain the intricate details of kicking the same way that I explain the intricate details of the receiver position, what you see some of those guys do on a day-to-day basis, now you see the small little pieces of that.
To have them be able to listen to us and pay attention at some of the details that we're teaching them, I think that's really important to start it at a young age. And for us to help out in the Central Texas area, all the schools, not just Brownwood in particular, but all schools to help out and develop these kids to play football.
I may get out here and kick a few. I don't know where it's going to go. It might go far, but there's no control probably going to happen today.
In Brownwood, Nick Mantis, K-Texas Sports.
A camp with a cause. Abilene ISD has announced the hiring of a new head coach for the Cooper High School girls basketball program. Arsenio Jeter is the leader of the Lady Cougs. Jeter spent the last 2 seasons as the boys basketball head coach at Hondo, west of San Antonio. Hondo won district in 2018 and was the runner-up this past season. Jeter replaces Lauren Ash, who left Cooper after 4 years as the girls' head coach. Jeter is married to the former Tara Brown, who was a great volleyball player at Abilene High and McMurray. And a big congrats to the Snyder Senior Leaguers who won the Texas West State Tournament on Sunday, and they are on to regionals in Seguin starting Saturday. The Snyder All-Stars will play against the best teams from Colorado, New Mexico, Louisiana, and Oklahoma. And if they're able to pull it out, they will go to the World Series.
Wow.
So best of luck to the Snyder Senior Leaguers.
Yeah,
fingers crossed. Yeah, thanks, Evan. One last look at weather.
And it's going to be a warm one for you. 96 still at 7 o'clock, 86 at 10 o'clock tonight, 76 for your low tomorrow morning.
Thanks for joining us here on K-Texas News at 6.
We'll see you back here at 10. Have a good evening.
Promotional consideration furnished by. Don't let the